This video is part 6 of our CAD project creating the military headphones. So in our previous videos we should have already created our earpiece for the design. So now we're going to look at making the headpiece that goes around, and we're going to look at making it adjustable. So even if you've got a massive head like me, it should hopefully still fit. So this is the point where you're hopefully up to now if you've been following the videos. And in this video, we're going to create the point and the arm that connects to this hinge point here. So we're going to start by creating a sketch, and we're going to create it on this inside face of our hinge. So we're going to zoom right in just so we can use our anchor points a bit better. And we're going to select the center diameter circle. And you'll notice that when you hover over a body, it gives you points that you can try and use as anchor points. So we're going to use this center point here. And you'll notice that the cursor changes to show you that it's found that center point. So our first one is just going to be 6 mil. So it's going to match the circle we've already made. So we're just going to drop it there. Then we're going to use the offset because we want to expand this out. So we're going to expand it out by 2 mil this time. And we're going to click OK. Then we're going to click Finish Sketch. And we're going to select Extrude from the Create panel. Now, once again, you're going to need to zoom in and make sure you're selecting this small outer bit. This is the bit that goes further than our original body. So we're going to select both of those. But this time when we create the extrusion, we're not going to use the arrow or type in a value. What we're going to do is we're going to rotate around, and we're going to click on the other inside face. And you'll notice that our distance changes. We're going to change it to object, and it's going to be to this one. This time though, in our operation, rather than join, we're going to have a new component. So once you've done this, click OK, and you'll see that it's added it here as opposed to in the bodies folder. So at this point, we've got our component, and if we double click on it, we can rename it. So this is quite helpful to do early on, as opposed to when you've got a massive selection of different components in your browser. So for now, I'm just going to label this hinge arm. And then if you look at the bottom, we've got a timeline of what we've created. So in this, you can see all the different features and all the different tools that we've used to make our model so far. Later on, this is going to look very cluttered. So what we're going to do is we're going to hover over our component in the browser, and we're going to click in this circle to activate the component. And what this does is it captures its own timeline within that component. Just means when you're trying to find different features that you've used or added, it's a lot simpler to find them. So now what we're going to try and do is build the arm up from this circle, because we need it to extend out to be an arm to link to. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a sketch, and we're going to select this side face here. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a 2-point rectangle to this. What we're going to do is go to this center point again. Notice our cursor's changed, and we're going to follow it along, and you'll notice it adds little dashes to show that we're following that line. And we're going to follow that out till our cursor changes again to a cross. This is giving us the X factor, so this is what we need. This is showing us that it's linked to that edge of the body that we've already created. So we're going to click there as our first point. And as you'll see, it's not going to link to that one on the other side of the body. So for now, we're just going to click at a random point, not too far along and not too far in. So in order to make this edge here, level with our circle, what we're going to do is select tangent. So this means it intersects at only one single point. So we're going to select that, make sure our edge is selected, and we're going to select the outer edge of the circle. And you'll notice that it's added this constraint. So if we click on it, it tells us the constraint that's been added. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to look at expanding this arm out. So we want it to expand out slightly past the top of our earphone piece. So what you're going to do is you're going to select sketch dimension. This just controls the size of something that we're making. So if we select this edge to the left, our vertical edge, and we drag it out and click again, it's going to let us type in a value. So I'm going to go with about 80 mil for this one, and then press enter. And you'll notice that it's extended it out by the measurement that we've typed in. But if we look at our sketch closely, we'll see we've got this line that we're not going to need. So what we're going to use now is the trim tool. This just cuts away any sections of our sketch that we don't need. And if we hover over, you'll notice that it turns red. This is just showing what's being cut away. So what the trim tool will do is it'll cut away an edge from one point until it reaches another point of another body. So we're going to trim that line and our other two lines. So we should just be ended up with this shape above our circle. So we're going to click Finish Sketch. And then once again, we're going to use the Extrude tool. We're going to select this shape that we've just made in our sketch. And we're going to extend that to our other face. This time, I'm fine with it being left as a join. We want this to just be a single piece. So click OK, and that'll be created. So now if we activate our entire design again, you'll see that we're starting to develop our piece that's going to go around the top of our head. So we're going to leave that video here for today. So hopefully now you've got a bit more of an understanding of the difference between bodies and components, and also how to use a couple more of the different sketch constraints.